Welcome back, Odooers. As you've seen in past videos, there are many uniquely different ways to design a website with Odoo. But so far, we've only focused on the body of the homepage. We haven't even touched on the myriad of ways Odoo can enhance and improve the most important elements of your website, the header and the footer. That's right, the header and the footer may seem like forgettable web design elements, but still they are undoubtedly the quickest and easiest ways for visitors to navigate your website and gather useful information about your company. For visitors, the header serves as a clickable roadmap to the rest of your site, and the footer is jam-packed with key links and information. Both are foundational elements when attempting to provide the best possible user experience. That's why creating a top-notch header and footer is so important. Luckily, Odoo makes the customization of headers and footers easier and more unique than ever before. In just a few clicks, you can fully personalize your header and footer with all sorts of useful links, information, and design elements. So let's see how we can quickly and easily enhance your header and footer with Odoo. So here we are right where we left off in the last video, and I must say that my website looks fantastic, but I have noticed something that I don't really like. I would hate to end my page on a boring line, separating the content from the footer, especially when the rest of my page looks so artistic. But thankfully with Odoo, that's a quick fix. I'm gonna start by adding a shape to the bottom of this final block to round out my design. So I'm gonna select this block right above the footer. And then I'm going to click on the shapes icon in the sidebar and find the one that suits my needs. So let's go ahead and look at the wavy section. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and select this one here, wavy number 4. I think that looks nice. And I'm actually going to change the color quickly. So I'm going to select the color that I want to change here, and then I'm going to choose one of these theme appropriate colors in this first column here. So let's go ahead and select that, and then we're going to click on Save. All right, so that looks pretty good, but now we're going to jump back to the edit mode in order to customize our footer a bit as well. So once I'm in the edit mode, I simply need to click the footer as I would for any other block. And once I do that, several options are going to appear on the right. So I can pick a new template, I can change the colors, I can change or add the slide out effect as well, and so much more. But we're going to start by selecting a new template. So let's go ahead and look at our drop down menu here where I can pick from a number of different layouts. And I want a layout that's going to feature a series of links that I can customize to fit my company's needs. So I'm going to go ahead and select this fourth option. Now, when I select that, Odoo will remind me that it needs to reload the page. And if anything hasn't been saved up to this point, it's going to be lost. So in that case, I would cancel, save the changes that I've made. But since I know that I have saved all of my changes, I'm simply going to click on OK. And that little warning is actually just super helpful to be sure we don't miss anything, but saving periodically is always a good idea as well. So the page is going to reload with my footer. I have this really nice, beautiful new layout, which I love. And I'm also going to add a shape element to match the block above the footer as well. So to do that, I'll once again select the footer. Then I'm going to select the shape icon here. And I'm going to find the wavy page again. But as you can see, Odoo has a ton of options to choose from with various different shapes. All right, so we have blocks and again, wavy, which is one of my favorites. And then we have blobs, we have bold, area, and zigs as well. But let's jump back to our wavy shapes. Now, in this case, I'm aiming for anything that doesn't look like a boring straight line. However, I don't want just any design element because I don't want the design element to make my footer difficult to read. So let's go ahead and try to find one that's roughly simple. How about this one here, which is wavy number 15. That's perfect. And I'm actually going to change the color as well to match the color in the block above the footer. So to do that, again, I'll select the color that I want to change, and I can add a custom color if I would like to, but it's best, or at least in this case, I would prefer to choose one of the theme appropriate colors. So I'm going to go ahead and actually select the same color that I selected in the block above as well, because it looks really good. And then we're going to save our changes. Nice, I love it. I love the way that it looks. And once again, we're gonna go back to the edit mode. And I'm gonna scroll down, select the footer once again, and now we're gonna talk about the slide out effect feature. Now, when the slide out effect is set on regular, because you'll see we have a couple of options here, the visitor will see the footer waiting for them at the bottom of the page. However, if I were to choose slide hover or shadow, the footer would grab the visitor's attention by uniquely revealing itself at the bottom of the page. Both of these elements add an artistic edge. It will enhance the overall user experience and give your page a more professional look. So considering that, I'm going to choose the slide hover option. And once again, I have that nice little warning. So let's go ahead and click on OK because we know that we have saved all of our changes up to this point. Then when the page reloads, which it has already done, we will be able to scroll down and see our footer. And I'm going to do that slowly. So you'll notice how sneakily it reveals itself from beneath the last block. So here we go. Whoa. The footer reveals itself just like that. It looks really nice. Now let's go ahead and select the footer again while we're here in the edit mode, and we're going to talk about some of our other options. So you can also activate and incorporate a copyright mention. You can add a scroll to the top button, and you can also change the visibility as well. So here we have a page visibility option. Now this will allow you to hide the entire footer completely. Personally, I want to keep my informative footer visible, but there are plenty of instances wherein that option would increase the look and appeal of a website. So it's really up to you and your company's needs. Now, all of these footer features are fantastic, but I can do similarly great things with my header as well. So let's scroll up to the top of our page, and I'm going to simply click on the header as I did with the footer. And once again, an array of options will present themselves in the sidebar. And let's also suppose that you want to upload a company logo directly into your header. In this case, you will simply have to double click on the default your website image. So we're going to double click there, and then we can upload a logo and use that in just seconds. And here I already have one uploaded, so I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then we can replace that image. It's super simple, and you can also rename the menu options in the same simple way you would with any other text on your page. It is that easy. All right, but let's keep our entire header selected, and we're going to talk about some of these beautiful options that we have on the sidebar. There really are plenty of ways to personalize the header with Odoo, and it can all be done in the same way you would customize your footers as well. So that's one of the great things about Odoo, is that once you know how to edit something in one area, you know how to edit something in all areas. It's the epitome of user-friendly. So similar to the footer, I can choose a new template, and I have a collection of expertly designed headers with their own unique aspects and layouts. So I can choose amongst those. All right, and I can get really specific as well with my design elements in this section too. I can change the colors, I can add a border or change the border, I can round corners, add a shadow, and so much more. And below that, you'll notice other header options as well. So we have the scroll effect and the header position. The scroll effect option, so let's go ahead and select that, lets you decide how your header should react when visitors start scrolling. And there's an animated preview of each option when you hover over it as well, which is super convenient, as you can see here. All right, and then we even have some more options below that for our nav bar as well. So here we can change the alignment of the header menu options, the hamburger menu type, style of links, submenus, logo type, sign-in visibility, and also our language selector. Now, something else that's really cool is you can also choose what font you'd like to use, and you can even choose those that you can find on Google. So you can click on Add a Google font in order to upload those fonts as well, which is really nice. So even though the options we've covered so far are incredible, we are still only scratching the surface of how amazingly detailed, customizable, and easy to use Odoo's website builder really is. Right now, I'm going to keep working on Stealthywood's homepage a bit, but I'll be back to talk about the other phenomenal features Odoo's website application has to offer in the following videos. Thanks for watching, and if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.